In the heart of the Igbo village of Umuez, there lived a girl named Nneka. She was the daughter of the great warrior Okoro, known far and wide for his bravery in battle and his wisdom in times of peace. Nneka admired her father deeply, but unlike other girls in the village who dreamed of marriage and family, Nneka's heart burned with the desire to become a warrior. She spent her days watching her father and his men train, imagining herself holding a spear, protecting her people. But in Igbo society, women were not allowed to be warriors. It was a role reserved for men, and tradition demanded that women focus on marriage, family, and caring for the household. Nneka's mother, Adaku, often reminded her of this. A woman's strength is in her home, Nneka, she would say, but Nneka couldn't shake the feeling that her destiny lay elsewhere. She wanted more than the life of a wife and mother. She wanted to be like her father, strong, fearless, and respected. One day, as Nneka was secretly practicing with a wooden spear behind the compound, her father caught her. Instead of scolding her, Okoro watched silently. When Nneka finally noticed him, she expected anger, but instead, her father's face was serious. "Nneka," he said, "being a warrior is not just about fighting. It is about discipline, honor, and protecting the weak." Nneka felt a flicker of hope. "Teach me, father," she pleaded. "I want to be like you," Okoro hesitated. He knew the village elders would never approve of a woman learning the ways of war, but he also saw the determination in his daughter's eyes. The next day, Okoro began training Nneka in secret. Before dawn, they would sneak into the forest, where Nneka learned how to wield a spear, shoot an arrow, and move silently through the trees. Nneka proved to be a quick learner, showing a natural talent for combat. But as her skills grew, so did the challenges she faced. The elders in the village started noticing her absence during the day, and whispers spread that something was amiss. Nneka knew it was only a matter of time before her secret would be discovered. One evening, as the village prepared for the annual wrestling competition, where young men proved their strength and valor, Nneka made a bold decision. She would compete. Disguising herself as a boy, she entered the ring. Her heart pounded as the crowd gathered, unaware that the mysterious contestant was a girl. One by one, Nneka defeated her opponents, her skill and agility surprising everyone. The final match was against Nneka, the strongest young man in the village. The fight was fierce, but Nneka's training had prepared her. With a swift move, she knocked Nneka to the ground, winning the competition. As the crowd cheered, Nneka removed her disguise, revealing her true identity. The crowd fell silent in shock. The elders were furious. "This is a disgrace," one of them shouted. "A woman cannot be a warrior." Nneka stood tall, her heart racing. She knew the consequences of defying tradition, but she also knew she had proven her worth. Before anyone could speak further, Okoro stepped forward. "My daughter has shown courage and skill that even the finest warriors admire. Should we not honor those qualities, regardless of who holds them?" The elders were conflicted. Some were still bound by tradition, while others saw the wisdom in Okoro's words. After much debate, it was decided that Nneka would be allowed to train openly, but only if she could complete a final test, one that no woman had ever faced. She would have to go on a hunt alone, tracking and defeating a dangerous leopard that had been terrorizing the village's livestock for weeks. It was a challenge meant to test her courage, skill, and resourcefulness. Nneka accepted the challenge without hesitation. The next morning, she set out into the dense forest armed with nothing but her spear and bow. For days, she tracked the leopard, carefully following its trail. The hunt was grueling, and Nneka faced not only the dangers of the wild but also her own doubts. There were moments when she feared she would fail, but she remembered her father's words about honor and discipline, and she pressed on. On the third day, Nneka finally came face to face with the leopard. The creature was fierce and powerful, its eyes glowing in the shadows of the forest. With calm precision, Nneka aimed her spear and struck. The battle was swift and dangerous, but Nneka's training had prepared her for this moment. She emerged victorious, carrying the leopard's hide back to the village as proof of her success. The villagers were astonished. Nneka had not only passed the test but had done so with honor and grace. The elders, seeing her courage and skill, finally agreed to allow her to train as a warrior. From that day on, Nneka became the first woman warrior of Umuez, leading her people in battles and protecting her village. Her bravery inspired other young girls to follow their own paths, no matter how impossible they seemed.